What's good, guys? Black and back with a brand new shooting game called Enlisted. For those who are not aware, actually, Enlisted is a fresh on the market World War II shooter that actually focuses on squads and the entire army rather than just a singular soldier with no agency, over the battle or over his squad mates. But since this game recently came out and went into open beta on PS5, I wanted to show you guys the best controller settings to give you like an edge on the battlefield. Cause when you first get into the game, I'm not gonna lie, the movement does feel kind of wonky. But before we get into it, if you guys are fans of shooting games with the occasional genre switch up, consider dropping a like and consider subscribing. I'm on my way to the first 100 subs, so all the support really does help me, and I really do appreciate it. Uh, what the default controller settings actually made me realize about this game is that, if I turn the crossplay on, I'm probably going to get smacked by PC players who, for one, they kind of just have better controls because, they have a keyboard and mouse, pun intended. But over there, over their players, who actually have console controllers, and, basically for the second part is that, they just been playing the game longer because it's been out for them. It's been closed beta and stuff like that. So yeah, they kind of just have a natural advantage, neither here nor there. Uh, I just wanted to hop on as soon as you go into the before you go into the tutorial. Actually, I just hop on and go into the settings and tweak everything. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what to do so you aren't handicapped as much. So yeah, like I said, before you even go into the tutorial, I recommend you going straight into the settings, or rather the controls. I'm gonna go into the options first so I can show you guys what's going on or what I'm talking about. The first thing is gamma correction. I wouldn't really worry too much about this. It's just I don't know. It's like a visual thing. I wouldn't even worry too much about it. The sound, you definitely want to have all of this maxed out because believe it or not, this game is not like it's not a looker per se, but the sound, how they have it is actually very good. So you want to have all of these maxed out. Going over to the game tab, the camera FOV, view to view. I mean, you usually want to have that as high as comfortably possible. I have mine maxed out. You can turn it down if need be, but then you're gonna feel like those old school like Call of Duties with like the 10 FOV and you can't see nothing in your peripherals. Camera shake. This was maxed out when I first turned the game on, but you want to turn that down because it doesn't really do anything for you but create immersion, which I rather have tactical advantages than immersion. That's just me though. To each their own. Blood and gore, you can have that on down here. Um, like I said, when you have it on all, you getting smacked out by those PC players. So if you feel the need or desire and you want to just be matched up against a fair playing field, you can put that junk on consoles only, or you can even turn it off and only play with your respective console. But also neither here nor there. Voice chat. Not gonna lie. In my personal experience so far, there's not really that many people in voice chat, or people don't talk on this game. I guess everybody be in a party. So yeah, if you're playing with randoms, I wouldn't worry too much about it. You can leave that maxed out. Voice chat, have it on. Mic volume, max that out. And yeah, we're pretty much done with there. Let's see. Going over to the controls. Current controls preset. You obviously want to have this on default because you're not moving around with your motion sensor aim unless you're just trying to play a different way for, funsies. Invert controller x-axis and y-axis, that's personal preference. I don't touch that. Controller aiming speed. This is where you want to change something. This is not where it is by default. When I first came in here, you're turning at a snail's pace, for lack of better words. And the aim is kind of like it drags, for lack of better. I don't know if they do that for like realism, but like if you swing to the left or to the right, you're gonna look that way before your gun actually, like kind of lines up with where you're looking. Which, yeah, I guess that is kind of realistic, but neither here nor there. What I do is I turn this up to 1.6, obviously. Aiming mode sensitivity multiplier. I put this on 1.85. This is obviously when you're aiming. That moves kind of slow too, so you want to turn that up so you can kind of like keep your head on a swivel, and if somebody pops up around you around the corner, you can fast react. Cause like I said, I don't know what it is with these default controls, but they got you moving like a snail when you first boot the game up. Third person view, you're not really in third person that often. I wouldn't touch it. First person view multiplier, you can leave that as well. The vehicle view mode sensitivity multiplier, I actually kind of turn that up because the tanks in this game, like they're they're even more wonky than the actual people, so they turn pretty slow. You can turn it up or down as you see fit. For the plane, I actually haven't even tried flying the plane yet, but I would imagine the controls are just as wonky on that, so you probably want to turn that up a little bit. Getting a little more interesting on the left stick and right stick dead zone, I think you definitely want to adjust these as you see fit. I have mine on 2% because like basically any little nudge you do to the analog, it'll like make your player kind of do something, kind of like how they try to do in like 2K basketball, where like procedural steps and stuff like that. More importantly, on the right stick dead zone, you want to turn that up because, like I said, you kind of like you turn and then your gun turns with you like a couple of milliseconds after the fact. So if you turn that up a little bit, you can kind of, how should I say, you kind of make your aiming feel a little more snappy and responsive like Call of Duty. So what I would recommend is turning this up just a smidge from the default. The left stick, that's just movement, so you can adjust that how you see fit. Aim assist, the aim assist in this game is like otherworldly as far as like how strong it is. Definitely want to turn that on, especially as we're controller players. Got to have it on by default. Vibration, very subjective. If it sometimes it messes up your aim. That's just it depends on how you feel. But the aim acceleration, turn this up to 1. This is what I was talking about, where like you turn your head before you turn your gun. Like I said, turning this up just a smidge, or not even a smidge, leaving it at point 0.1. This is exactly where I would leave it. Will make it feel very, very natural. Moving onward to the movement. I know that took a little minute. A good thing about this game is that you can bind the controls however you want. I wouldn't touch anything on this, but what I did do for my crouching and stuff like that, you can adjust to R3, and then you can switch it to R3, I should say. But then you can go to the button setup, and then on here you can go to on press, on hold, double tap, triple tap, stuff like that. So if you want to get really specific with how the functionality of your controller, you can adjust it very, very, very down to the T how you see fit. I like crouching with my right stick because nobody, wants to reach their thumb all the way over. Or you could just get a custom controller with paddles on the bottom, and yeah, you'll be set there as well. As far as the weapons go, I didn't really change much here either because they kind of already had it set up to the most useful point. I'm sure the developers put a lot of thought into how they would map these buttons. And they left the ones blank where you can have a little more agency and free will over what you want to put. I didn't put anything on these because you don't even get that many weapons to be switching around to different stuff when you first start, because you're such a low rank. You really only get one gun, neither here nor there. So these are pretty fine. I switch my melee to circle, and I switch uh yeah, like I said, I switch my melee to circle, and I switch my crouching to R3, just so I can get that tactical feel like Call of Duty, which is, basically what I'm going for. It's the most familiar shooting setup that I know because Call of Duty is what I play the most. Also, neither here nor there. Moving on to the view, I wouldn't touch anything in here. You can bind something to lean left and lean right if you want, but I personally could not find any buttons that were suitable to those two commands. So I think that's just something they left up for the PC players since they have the extra buttons. Or they could update it later and bind it to something else. Who knows? But if I was gonna bind it to a button, I would either do like I would either do L1 or R1 and switch it to like double tap L1. But I don't even know if you can do that. Leaning isn't that useful in this game anyways. If you press your body up against the wall, they have like a little contextual lean where your character I should say, will lean left or lean right if you already are at the edge of a wall anyway, so it's not that necessary. As far as the squad, you can map this however you want, but I kind of left that by default as well. You can double tap, just send your squad wherever you want, or attack an objective, or whatever you need to do. Cancel all commands, hold triangle. You can, like I said, you can map that however you want. For the artillery strike, you might want to map this because I do know later on in the game you do unlock a radio operator who can call these in. Um, but yeah, like I said, I guess they don't have it on anything by default, or perhaps when you do unlock it, they'll tell you how to do it. I didn't make it that far yet. Battle Cry, don't worry about it. The vehicles, oh man, these things are so wonky. I honestly would not change or bind any of these until you get super used to how it is off rip, because like the tanks are very hard to control in this game. So honestly, I would not mess with these. The plane, like I said, I haven't even messed with the plane yet, so I will probably make another video on that when I do unlock it. Um, Other recover, yeah, this is just basically the square button. These are all on the square button, but it's just a matter of whether you want to hold, fast press, double tap, stuff like that. So just hit the triangle button and choose whichever one you are most accustomed to. I only one I changed was like opening windows and using vehicles and machine guns and stuff like that. I switched it to hold instead of fast press because, like I said, it's more convenient for me. Um, I would not worry about these down there. I don't even know what these are for. I think they just have that in there for funsies. Neither here nor there. Game menu. Like I said, these are fine how it is, and spectator, you don't really gotta do anything about that. So yeah, that was just a little quick video. I think the most important parts was obviously in the movement and in the weapon controls. Um, yeah, just go ahead and adjust these sensitivities as you see fit. But you definitely want to speed them up because the movement is so wonky. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I would definitely recommend trying this game out. I will definitely be uploading some gameplay later as well. Thank you guys for watching and hope you guys have a good day. See you in the next video. Black Guy out.